in your big league career?
Yeah, it was, felt like earlier in the game, just, had a good approach, just wasn't executing it, and then, got on time and put a good swing on the ball.
How good does it feel to make that good of contact and see just how far that ball traveled?
Yeah, it felt great. It's one of those things that, when the swing's feeling good and timing's there, you don't really feel when you make contact, and that was one of those ones.
You guys haven't had that many wins this year where you really came from behind. I mean, was the feeling that you really had a good chance even though you went down early?
Yeah, absolutely. Our bullpen, kept us in it, and that's something that is huge in a game like that. And Charlie wasn't out there. He had his stuff, but some of it just didn't go his way there. And then, we got a really dangerous lineup, and I trust every single one of those guys in there to stay scrappy, and it takes all 9 guys, and I think that's been kind of the message the past week or so. That just going out there and passing the baton.
You were one of 3 players with multiple hits in the lineup tonight. Just talk about what you guys were seeing and what you were thinking just to pass the baton, especially after that first inning.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's one of those things that we know our bullpen's going to keep us in it, and just as a lineup, just continue to string together good at bats, making the pitcher work. Severino had his stuff early, and I think our guys made a good adjustment on how he was approaching us, and was able to get him out of the game and continue to tack on a couple more.
I think the first 2 months of the season were for you being out and the team maybe not playing well. How fun has this week been, not just for the team, but for you personally?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Me personally, I think it's exciting just to be back and contributing any way I can. And, as a team's sake, I feel like the vibe never really shifted. Being around the team, it just felt like we're in one of those streaks, and, I don't think anything's really changed. I think that just as a whole, we've continued to, start playing well on both sides of the ball. And, that's something that I think keeps the vibes up in the clubhouse, that's for sure, because winning's a lot more fun.
How big is Laureano to this lineup with this team? How big of a boost is it to have him back now as well?
Yeah, he's been great this year. He's a leader in our lineup, and, he's swinging the bat really well, and it was a lot of fun hitting behind him tonight.